everyone, it's Wade from PSGD. Look, I decided to do a quick video on a zone event. These things look unreal. They have a great soundtrack, they change colours, they get faster, they get trickier. And I thought, you know what, I'm really struggling with these zone things, I always have. So I want to talk to some PSGDers about how I try to do zone events. Now, my very first tip number one is pick the ship that has the best handling. Because at the end of the day, the speed gets faster and faster, but you need the handling behind it. So you can see here, I'm looking at Pfizer, which is 70, and AG Systems, which is 80. So I'm pretty sure that I picked the AG Systems ship, or I better, because otherwise my whole point's like gone, right? There you go. So zones are all about repetition, rhythm, and handling, in my opinion. So if you pick the ship that has the best handling characteristics, then you're already on the front foot. So even though Pfizer is my favorite brand, I still picked AG in this one. Now, what happens in zones is you don't have any thrust or any top speed. You just have a ship that gets faster and faster and faster with every level that you do. Now, you'll see on the left-hand side that there's a little meter, and that builds into your levels, and then a voiceover comes over and gives you an idea of what level that you're at. Now, I put a picture up on the page today about my first attempt. It was legitimately level 54 of 60. So this here is my documented first attempt. So if you want to compete the challenge, jump onto the page and do it. But you're not allowed to have 5 cracks before you post me your feedback. It's all about trust, right? Anyway, let's get into it. So zones are really, really good fun. They have a really different feel to them. And whilst I'm talking right now, one of my favorite tracks of the WipEout Omega collection is actually playing. Now, so we've talked about handling a little bit. The next thing is like rhythm and an understanding of the track itself. So I've played a lot of F1 in my days, and I'm a really big F1 fan. And the thing that I find about F1 is that it is very repetitious, and you have to think a lot about what's coming next. So no matter what locality that you are in, you always want to be thinking, when I arrive at the end of this straight, I'm going to have a left or a right hand turn. So you want to be thinking about that, and almost you want to be thinking 2 turns ahead of yourself so that you know how to enter and exit to something. Now, what's really good about WipEout Omega, and all the seasoned fans will know about this, is your L2 and R2 buttons are speed brakes. Now that comes in handy later on when things start getting really, really quick. So if you hit that L2 button to turn left, then it puts the air brake out and it just slows the ship right down and gives you the maneuverability. So that's probably another tip if you didn't know that existed. So when I come down a straight, and it happens here a little bit in the latter part of this track, there's a very sharp left after we go over some zip pads. So I go over those zip pads sometimes, it depends how fast I'm going, and then I make the left-hand turn, I put down the L2 button, and then that just slows the ship a little bit. The other part is probably thinking about where the zip pads are. In the latter stages of zone, and as I said before, the elite pass is 60 at this level. The standard pass is like level 20, I think. I can't remember. And so you want to know where the zip pads are, right? Because in the latter stages, it's going to get quicker and quicker and quicker. And initially, to build up your XP and whatnot, you kind of want to hit all the zip pads. But later on, when it's really fast, you kind of want to miss them, because otherwise things just get too hectic, in my opinion. So that's probably another tip. Know where the jumps are, know where the zip pads are, know where they are early so you can utilize them, know where they are later so that you don't hit them. Now, the next part is knowing the track, and this is probably my final thing. You get used to these tracks, doing races on them and whatnot, and doing battles and everything. You need to know where your turns are, and you need to be able to concentrate. That's probably one of the things that I've suffered a little bit with in this very first run. I want to repeat that, it's my very first run. So I get to about level 36 or 37, and if you watch through, you'll see that I just start hitting the walls, I get my air brakes off, and all of a sudden the whole rhythm's thrown out. If I muck up one corner, then the next sequence or sector is what they call it in F1, but that next period of whatever turns I've just completely blown, and it takes me a little bit to get back in the rhythm. But by that point in time, the damage to my ship is too significant. So yeah, that's another thing. But anyway guys, look, that's just it. This is an 11-minute video. Like, these tracks are pumping, these courses are so good, they look great, they play really well, and playing on my Pro, I've noticed that it's just so smooth and so glossy. It's a really fluent, seamless experience, which is great. I'll leave you guys with it. If you guys want to stick with the video and watch me fail, then go for it. And if you've got something better, post it on the page. Let's get a little bit of creativity going on there and a little bit of competition, I guess. Guys, thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. Always enjoy you guys watching my video and doing them for you. If you do like it, please hit like, share, comment on it, tag someone, tag a friend that might really enjoy this. And until next time, guys, enjoy PlayStation gaming. See yous!
Zone 25, clear. Zone 30, clear. A+ class. Zone 35, clear. Mach 1. Zone 40, clear. Zone 45, clear.
Energy critical.
Mach 1.2. Zone 50, clear. Contender eliminated. Zone event complete.